Hello, I'm Graybeard. Welcome to my world. I figured make a little Minecraft video. It's not going to be a let's play or a guide or anything. I just want to share my world. I've been playing this world now for 5 years. It's been since 1.14 update. I had two worlds before this, but on one world I kind of lost my city and stuff. And I was on Pocket Edition. I do play Pocket Edition. Well, they call it Bedrock now, but I play on my phone. I usually just spend a little time here and there, working on the world. This over here is actually my little spawn area. And one of the first builds I was trying to do is like the iron farm up there, but I did do my little starter farms and stuff, like this little wool farm here. That's my very first farm in the world, as I was gathering resources to build the iron farm up there. Now this did used to have a village here, which I'll show you some of that here in a little bit. But this is the collection system for the wool farm. It actually works pretty good for a little passive farm. I actually built that lighthouse there. That's all wool in that lighthouse. And of course I got wool on my starter house over there too. And even in the sugarcane farm here, you can see that there's wool blocks there too. I used it quite a bit in some of my first builds. And I built a little wheat farm over here, which of course I expanded that. And then later on I got some foxes and built a little fox preserve here. I did expand my wheat farm. This is my second area for my wheat farm, is this little farming area here, which is a semi-auto farm. This makes things a little bit easier for you. And my first little base area was actually in a little cave system here, which this used to be outside here, but I did build this out here. So this is my entrance and exit to my little base right here, my first little furnace area. And there's the bottom of the iron farm, where I can collect that and use that. I use a lot of iron in a lot of different builds. This is my first little storage area, which I used to keep a bed down here, but the villagers up there, for some reason, still just trying to connect to the bed down here, so I usually just carry my bed on me nowadays. This is my first little mushroom farm. That. And this here's my villager transport system. It goes over to the temple district, library district, and the farming district, which is a sheep farm. This is my main thing over there. Now, this is my second furnace area, which I do have a couple more that I've built after this. We'll get to those here in a bit. Now, all my furnaces right now runs off the kelp blocks, which this is just a little passive kelp farm. And so when this fills up, it just keeps on going down the line. It just makes it kind of easy and nice as I go. Now, the villagers' transport system also goes below ground, which goes into my mining areas down there. And as I collected more resources and stuff, I started building above ground more. I mean, one of my first big projects was actually that lighthouse there. And I took a lot of wool. But it was fun building it. I enjoy building. That's my main thing. That I love Minecraft, love building stuff. That's actually my first barn, but since it's not built on chunk alignment, it actually was despawning a lot of the animals I would put in here. So I actually had to build a new barn system. And I did build the wheat farm all the way over around here, which I got auto wheat farm over there now, which we'll get to that here in a little while. And I got fortifications and towers at different areas around the farming area. And then of course I do have this crane that goes to the underground mines, which we'll get there here in a bit too. Got a pretty decent sized world. I mean, 5 years of building. And I got like road systems and stuff that goes out and beyond this area with other little build areas there. Now this is the under my starter house is my little storage area. Now this worked out pretty good for a while, but later on I had to build a box storage, and this is actually an auto sorter system where I put the shocker box up here, and then that just sends everything into the auto sorter system. And it just makes life a little bit easier instead of having to put it all in the chest and stuff. And here's actually my starter house, which I got my little stove going here. First diamond dug, you know, the little first tools I use and stuff during the game. And I had to take the bed out of here too because villagers was trying to, connect to that too. Villager, how they work is interesting, but I've gotten pretty good at it now because I got them all connected to their beds now for a while at least. And this is underneath that area where I expanded down here for my storage system down here because I do collect a lot of resources. But, and this is another little furnace area I was building, which I'm not satisfied with it yet. So this is for like smelting different ores and stuff, but I don't really like it. Haven't really used it too much. Still kind of playing with it. This is a basalt generator, and this over here, that direction, which we'll get to from the other side, is just block collection system for different farms and stuff that we'll get to here in a bit. Now this is back to my little storage room. Show these trap doors. Now coming over this way, so I did a lot of my first builds up here beginning. This is my first actual bee farm. And it works pretty good. It collects quite a bit of honey. And I make a lot of honey blocks. I've done a couple builds with it. And as you can see, a lot of my first builds, I did use a lot of wool in those. And this is my first little chicken farm, which has a little collection system down below. But this is actually my first auto farming area. And so let me sleep real fast. But it actually has potatoes, rashes, carrots. So it has the three main ones up here. And I used to have reed over here, but when they came out with the bee update, I put the bees over here so I can experiment with them. But again, this goes into a collection system. So this is auto farm. So as he picks, he tries to feed him, and that catches in these hoppers and goes down underground. So it actually works out pretty good. And then over here, I actually got another little bee system where this makes honey blocks. And so I got a dispenser with empty jars in here that tries to collect it over here. Sometimes I get empties that go into the system, so I got a little water chute here that shoots the empties back into the dispenser. And that all goes into the underground system too, which that's down here. That's another little entrance. And so the empty balls go into that chest and they get shot back up. And then the honey balls go into this side where I make the honey blocks from. And I actually built this little area about 2-3 years ago, but I still haven't finished the floor and the roof, as you can see. And then honey blocks, they come over here. So, well, not honey blocks, but the whatever we call them, honeycomb blocks. This is an egg sorter system. I actually use that when I fight withers and stuff. That's why I collect so many eggs, so that way I get the wither roses. This is the rash sorting system here. And so the seeds go into the making bone meal, and then the rashes, and then the overflow goes into bone meal over there. And of course you got the carrots, potatoes down here, which now enter in some chakra boxes, so that way I can take it over to my trading areas. But just slowly building up the different areas in different ways. Always expanding, using new blocks as they come out. So sometimes I'll be in auto areas. And this is my first little trading hall area. So that's where I sell the carrots, the rashes, and even the wheat. Now the chicken farm, it actually comes down into this building here. And so as they grow up here, I get the raw chicken meat. I sell to the butcher here. I usually like having my buildings have a purpose, not just be something that's just there. And then this here is actually my tree farm area, which only have a little oak there growing, but it goes into a little, when I chop down the trees, I don't have to wait for the seedlings and stuff. It all gets collected into the auto collective system there too. So, and then one of my first builds out this way was actually this little building here. And this was actually experimenting with this villager. This is as close as I could build the villagers to that iron farm without them connecting together. So that took me a few times to experiment with that. This here is just a little vine farm, and I have a, what do you call it, the jungle log with cocoa seeds on that little farm area there. But I did span the wheat farm all the way over this way. And this is my first interior of the barn area, but I don't use that one no more. Like I said, it's not chunk and line, and so all my stuff kept on despawning. I actually lost a horse with diamond armor on it. That kind of aggravated me. This is some of my first little traders and stuff down here. These little stalls, and I got little other traders down here. That's a stonemason area. So as I dig out the area down here, I'll bring it up there. And I got another bigger trading hall now, which we'll get to that here in a little bit. Now, this is my underground area. This is the 3 tracks that go to the library, temple district, and the farming district. Which this is my resource gathering area down here. This actually took a while to dig out. And I went down all the way, almost all the way to the old bedrock before the update, which now I gotta go down to the next bottom area. And this is actually a skeleton farm behind the skull there. I like to not really do too much pixel art, but as you can see, like my bee farm, it has a bee on it. My skeleton farm has a skull, and I do like doing little pixel art things too. I just think it makes the world look neat, look better. It's all just fancy. This is actually a little slime farm area here, which only got 2 levels, and I didn't expand it down further because I was getting so much slime off just those 2 levels and I wasn't using it for much. But now that they have that frog stuff in it, I might expand that down further. Of course, it gets dark over here because this is actually my 3rd or 4th zombie farm I built, and this actually uses a trident killer system, which I'm playing on peaceful right now because I'm not used to talking and playing at the same time. So I figured I'd do peaceful first to kind of get used to doing the talking and playing at the same time. But I got cobwebs in there and some water, and they actually turn into drown. I like to just do little designs. When they first came up with the update with the dripstone and stuff, this is when I first started experimenting with that before I made an actual farm with it. And then I got my little collection system down here, which I guess my main drops that I want to try and keep and stuff from them. And then all the junk drops, they come down to this lower system, which I'll either throw the armor into the furnace system and get rid of it, or the leather stuff and junk and everything, and just throw it in the trash system. And that just shoots down to a little thing of lava down there. So, and this collects my zombie flesh right here for shockers I can take to the temple district and such, the clerics. So, just do like those small little things to make it where I can make some emeralds here and there. I mean, I don't make massive farms like you see on some YouTube shows and stuff where they make 1 million items a minute and stuff, because I don't really need that many items. I just need enough to where I can sell and buy the things I need or want, or my mending books. That's my big thing for when I really first wanted emeralds, is for mending books. And of course I kept on digging down. And like I said, this goes down to level 11 right here. And because level 11 was diamond level, it used to be. And that goes to my new mining system over there, which this is actually a hidden door. And that goes down to the Blackstone area. So I'm thinking about putting a hole here and making a crane, so I've kind of cleared this area out. But this goes to my old mine area over here. And of course that tunnel over there on that side, that's a pretty long tunnel because I had to go into a new area for when they did the amethyst update, when they got amethyst in it. And so I had to find a geode and then connect that into my underground system and stuff. But I'm not going to walk over there today. I might do another little video on that. And I got some zombie spawners and stuff in there, some farms in there, some of my first ones I did. This is my original nether portal, which we might go into that later and kind of just look around there. This is actually my first entrance down from the iron farm. It comes down to here. I don't use that entrance too much, but I do use that for transporting villagers down here, because like the zombie farm I have down there, which I might show that sometime later, I actually have, about 5 clerics around it where I can sell the zombie flesh right there at the zombie area. And I got one that's right there by the spawner, so that gives me the discounts of the zombie with the villager and everything. And I also have another villager in my mining area that sells Unbreaking 3 pickaxes. So before I have mending and stuff, I can go ahead and just buy the Unbreaking 3 pickaxes there, which is diamond pickaxes too, and then use that for the mining. And then of course I got rock storage here, which I transferred a lot of that stone up to the overworld for all my builds and stuff, but still got quite a bit of it down here because that was a lot of digging there. And I was going to dig out that area there, but ever since they did the copper update, I really haven't found much interest in digging that down. I've been digging in that area that actually gives me copper. So, because I don't just strip mine, sometimes I just go ahead and do complete mining out a whole area. Because I get a lot of resources that way, and I can just use it for doing other builds in it later on. And I skipped a little building over here. I got a little, one of my first little bamboo builders over here when they came out with the bamboo. That's down here past the barn. It's just right up here, and this is my bamboo and sugarcane storage. So this has an auto collector system down below too, and it just, as it goes up, the observer sees it, breaks it, and the little train car below it collects it up. But yeah, I've been building this road for years now, just off and on. And it's just enjoyable pastime. That's actually a little pig area, and I got my first pig. That is a little achievement for ride a pig off a cliff or wherever that was. This is the greenhouse here, which I'm actually updating this area, remodeling it. I'll be moving that little, what you call it, for making flowers and stuff. I'm going to be moving that below ground and updating this area. This is actually my auto wheat farm here. The collection system comes down here, but the farmer just stays up in here. In this little building, he collects the wheat and drops it on the ground, and the rail car below collects it. This over here is my second barn that I built. This is actually chunking line, and so these don't despawn on me. And I actually have the collection system down below again, which I'll show that here in a second. I'll go to the sheep district first, and we'll come back around to that. But my underground tunnel system, it actually comes out right here, and then this is where the shepherds and stuff are for selling wool, which I actually lost those villagers here recently, so I've been having to replace those. And then this is just the same basic concept of my original sheep farm, but on a larger scale with each of the colors. And there's a collection system down below that collects it, and it has an auto sorter that sorts the different colors of wool out in different areas. Now this over here, so I got my tower system. I actually got some llamas over there in this little tower, so that's my adventurer guild area. And this is my first little bridge I built, because I wanted to bring a villager way over here, out of the way of the other villagers, so that it wouldn't connect to them. So I brought it kind of far over and built me a little fishing pier, and this is where I got all my first stuff to. Basically, I don't do the, what do you call it, the automatic fishing thing. I actually like to have the challenge of playing the game, which I've actually explored out there in the ocean. I got a couple builds way out there too, which I might show those sometime too. Because I do like to build like roads and other little adventure areas and stuff where you can go out and explore. But that's my furthest tower going that way for the main build area, and that's the sheep farm on the outside, how the barns look. I do, and as you can see in my first builds and stuff, used a lot of wool and use a lot of dye. So, but now I have so much wool now that I don't even know what to do with it. So I really don't use that too much, because I've got down terracotta and other blocks and stuff. This is one of my favorite builds here. This is actually an armory. So I have a lot of armor stands and stuff. I have a little weaponsmith in here. And like I said, I like to keep all my buildings usable. So they have like villagers and life. It's not just a building on the outside. So it doesn't just look on the outside for something, but it actually has function to it. And then this, underneath the barn for the cow collection system, they actually come down here after I breed them. And they grow up, and I just use this looting 3 sword and get me some leather. Now coming up here, now of course this build again was before they did some of the, before I started using the water elevators and stuff. But this is actually the top of the barn here, which up here I have a little rabbit area and then a leather worker. So a lot of different little things. I just kept on expanding this direction. Now I actually came out, I skipped over, and I built the temple, or not the temple, but the library and then I filled in a lot of this area. This here is actually some dogs I got from the spruce area. And this is my pumpkin and watermelon farm. And it again has a underground collection system where I can take that to the trading hall and sell that for emeralds. Now over here is an actual armory. This is, well, I actually first was trying to, over here was making a auto furnace area. So up above it actually grows bamboo with a bone meal system that goes into there, but it didn't quite work. So I'm still going to try and make another one of those here later in the future. This is a cobblestone generator here. Now, I've only got this panda, but I still haven't built a panda reserve area yet. But I'll get to that one time. And now I have replaced salt and pepper. They disappeared, so I got salt back. Just got to get in there black bunny for pepper back. This actually goes back to the underground tunnel system that comes out over here to the library district. So I got my visitors tower in my library. And of course I got stuff underground too. This over here is, I got a little auto farm for making sugar cane over here so I can make some quick paper. And down here I'm actually using that for those nether root things or whatever, nether wart. This villager here disappeared. I haven't replaced it. I don't know if I am or not. But this is the library here. And so this is using concrete and some of the other early build materials I have. But then I did come up here updated later on when they had the nether update on the outside and some on the inside, because I really like the color of the stone. I like how it reflected with the white. I just never redid the outside. I redid the inside and remodeled it. So a lot of my builds, they get updated later as they come up with new blocks and stuff. And there's another villager that I haven't replaced yet. But this is all my little librarians up here. And this has my little mass storage for my enchantment areas. So I have all the different enchantments and stuff in the different books. And I actually have my enchantment table up here on the top floor. So, which that used to be on the ground floor, but like I said, this has been remodeled several times. Which I plan on getting a couple more librarians up here, put like a mending villager up here and another villager over here, maybe unbreaking stuff. But not in a big rush on that because I do have mending on most of my stuff, and most of my stuff is netherite already, so I don't really have losing it. But it's still just a little fun thing to do, just not really have something to do, but just have like a feeling of completion on it. Now this is the main reason I chose this seed, is because they had a pillager outpost right here and a village right over there, which I'll show you the remaining parts of the village here soon. And so that way, like I said, I got this world when 14 first came out, and I just thought that was a really neat thing and a neat concept. I really did enjoy a lot of the raids in the beginning, but the raids started spawning inside some of the buildings and stuff and killing my villagers. So I made a little trap system, trap the pillagers now, and they don't really raid in the area. This goes up to the top of the visitors tower. So I got a little area to build like little potions and stuff. I got a little potion book here, book of potions. I had to take this bed out too, but there's my little Rich's cat. So, unfortunately, can't leave the beds around though no more. I might go into the nether here in a little bit, but right now we still show a little bit more of the overworld. Now this goes into my little nether farming area, which I figured that went good with the wizard's tower there. But this is a little auto for like the little nether mushrooms and stuff. So there's an auto farm which has a collection system down below. And I farmed the little mushroom tree things over here. And then of course I put a cat out here. I put a cat next to my outside storage area so creepers don't freaking sneak up behind me, because I've had that happen a couple times and I lose a lot of stuff. But this is my storage for my nether stuff. Oh, and since you get so much of that little, what do you call it, nether wart block stuff, I put a little bone meal thing over here. So that just put them in there, and I get so much bone meal here, it's not even funny. So, well, that was my main building area for a long time, was just inside the walls there. And then up here, I saw this is my little bit more of the advanced area for building and stuff, but it's, I guess you can say, because this is my, what do you call it, terracotta build. When I first went to the Mesa, and so this is my little terracotta storage area and making like the other little blocks and stuff. And this is actually one of my favorite builds. I really liked how that came out. And then I got little filler buildings down here with like the little library stands. So the stands down up here is a little bit better than the stands that's down there, which I haven't filled these in all the way yet. So I got a few more to build, but they're a little bit more advanced than the builds that were down there where they had the simple little areas. This is on the other side of that little bee honey farm area. So this actually comes over to the temple area, which is my first temple. My other temple was up there, which we'll get to that here in a little bit. Which that's my newest build. But this is my first temple, which I actually got a couple of little clerics in here, so I could sell, what do you call it, zombie flesh to them. So I got to put a few more candles and stuff in here, but this is pretty well finished. I actually built this one a long time ago, because this is my temple district, which was connected to the underground system. And this is just a little monument to my old diamond armor that I used for the nether for a long time. Now this build here I actually started a long time ago, but then I didn't ever did a roof, and then when the copper update came out, I was like, well, I'll go ahead and use copper for the roof and along with the other stuff. So sometimes I'll get a foundation of a build started and won't finish it for a couple of years later, but it all depends on what I'm interested in building and stuff. I have several builds going on at the same time. I got little houses down here. This here is actually got a jungle tree in it, and it has like ocelots and parrots, and it's just like a little reserve for them. I like to bring like the different animals to different places here. And like this is a mushroom barn area, so I got like the mycelium and stuff here, mushrooms. This road I'm going to redo, I hate that tuft. I like how it looks, but the sound just annoys me. Now, this is actually my main horse barn. And then it comes out to the little trails and the roads over here, which I'm actually building little builds out there too. But this is the River Rail Trail, because at the end of this road, well, halfway now, it used to be at the end, but about halfway down this trail, I have the little areas where I kill withers, and then down past that I have another little area. And this is actually going to be the Sunflower Lake area, which the sunflowers is I'm doing over there, and I just built that little lake. I still got to put more sunflowers and stuff in there. And that's going to be another little trail area. Now, I do a lot of curving roads and trailing roads, but this here I put like a straight road, which kind of is unfortunate, but it's a quick way from one side of the town area to where I'm expanding out that way. And these are just little houses I built up in the area. Let me go ahead and get a little quick rest here, get the daylight again. I don't want to sleep at night. The sun's going down. But this different types of roofs and stuff that I was experimenting with. And there's another sugarcane farm, which I'll show that here in a second. And the sugarcane farm actually produces more sugarcane than I really need. So I kind of quit expanding on it. But this is another little dock area for the river tradesmen. So that's a river dock. The other dock that we saw earlier, which I'll probably come back around that when I go to the lighthouse and stuff. And this is my farthest outpost this way, but I do have a trail out there with some more houses and stuff and boats and stuff out in the river. But I like working on the trails. That's really fun, just kind of having interesting stuff along the trails. And, you know, when they first came with the honey update, with the bee update, I've spent hours going looking for a bee nest and stuff, and then I come to find out that when you grow trees that they spawn on them. Now this here's the next sugarcane farm, and there's a little wizard statue with this sugarcane farm really produces more sugarcane than I need for the rockets. I do use rockets, but it just has another auto system, and of course it's upgraded from the other one. So because as I get further into the game, I can upgrade my builds and stuff, make more and more fancy things. This is where I make my suspicious stew. And this is my new mushroom farm, where I grow mushrooms. I actually grow those in this building here. So now there's the next upgrade to my auto farms. And so I have potatoes, I have what do you call it, potatoes, rashes, and I can't think of everything, carrots in there. Which, let's see here, we'll go this way. And that comes down to another auto sorting system down here. So that all comes down here, connects into shulker boxes, and I can take that to the trading hall. My underground tunnel system actually connects down here too, but I don't know if I'm going to put another actual path to it. This is my first tree farm area where I collected trees, and this is just a little tree, you know, collecting hut for the night. It has a villager in it. It's supposed to be a, what do you call it, the Fletcher, but he's connected to the barrel for some reason and won't disconnect, so I just left it there like that. This is my turtle reserve, and so I do my turtle breeding over here in the little turtle building. And so that actually gets breeded in there. And so I go ahead and put the eggs up in this little area, and then when they hatch, I actually get the little scoops down here, just in their little underground collection system. Now, of course, to release the turtles, I had to put a double, what do you call it, levels levers on it, so that way that they can get out when I'm trying to get rid of them. Just need the scoop, don't need the turtles. But I got so many eggs and scoop now saved up that I haven't really used that building for a while now. This is actually my adventure guild building, but right now I don't have a cartographer because, again, lost him. This is my first ship build. The other ship you saw a minute, or boat you saw a minute ago, that's my actual first freehand boat. This here, I didn't really use a guide, but I looked at pictures and stuff, and I built this one. And then another couple that I built had that. I've done more freehand stuff. Oh, this is actually the last building from the original village left here. So this on the other side of the temple. I got rid of all the other buildings, and I've transferred them up to the, what you call it, the iron farm up there. And that's the back side of the warehouse. So that's the last of the original village buildings here. So I figured I'd leave that just for a memento. This over here is the loading dock. And then, of course, I got a cartographer over here, too. But she's actually a cartographer still and got this little map wall back there. But I like doing little things like this because it just kind of, to me, it brings the world alive and everything. That's half the thing, is just kind of venturing around and seeing the builds I've done over the time. I just think that's kind of neat. I mean, it's taken a lot of work to get the roads and making trails down. This is actually the moth farm I was talking about. It goes up, is there. And it's just passive as I play the game. Moths spawn. This is actually my end area, and that connects to that tunnel system too. But it doesn't have a rail car to it. So this is my end area. I need stuff to make like the lights and stuff. And this is actually for the fish farm area. This is collecting the drops from that. And it actually has, well, rail cars up in there, and then they collect all that under the bubble system there. This here had axolotls in it, but they've despawned. And so right now it just looks like there's a couple of squid. But I actually have an axolot farm elsewhere where I can just replace those as I need. And this is actually right here is a little pickle farm. And this is my, I guess you can say, aquarium. And I got some of the tropical fish over here. And I got a couple glow squid. This actually took me a while to get those over here because I had to go find those in a cave, put them on a leash, and then bring them all the way over here. So that was kind of interesting. This is just a regular fish over there. So, well, I just thought that was kind of neat. The thing to do is to do the little aquarium underneath the water, which I have another underwater area where my gardening farm is, which I don't know if I'll get to that on this video because that's kind of far away too, but I actually got another little village and stuff I'm building over there, which I might do another video on that too. It depends. We'll see how things go. I just want to kind of share my Minecraft world with I guess the rest of the world. Let's go to the next level. Now, this is actually my maintenance area for the mob farm. Now, wool, I found out, isn't really a solid block. It does let some light in there, so it doesn't really work as good as it used to, but it still works reasonably well for what I need. And that area is actually my first cactus farm, which I don't know why I built it over in the water like that, but it's what I felt like doing. And these are the different trails and stuff. This actually goes out to the mansion area, and actually I built a nether road to a jungle, and there's actually a jungle out there past that, so there's actually a jungle closer, and this is a little horse stall, so I can ride horses out there quickly if I want to. But like I said, I just like working on paths here lately and making them look pretty neat. And I got another little swamp village I'm building out there, which I might show that off here later too. Right now I'm just going around my main base build area, I guess you can say. But let me go in and up. Yeah, in and up. We'll go around to the second iron farm, and then come back around that way. So, but then I start putting these little water elevators in. That makes going up and down a lot easier. And so I used to drop them down into the water and put them on boats. This is a much simpler system here. Oh, rail car's already out. Okay. But this is my overland area, and you see that I got more houses and stuff being built out that way, and I got more builds over there. But I like to build out and around in different places. I have places to venture to and go to. This is my last build. I'll get there. That's my build I just finished a while back. But this is my second iron farm. So going into the iron golem here. Down there, little iron golem in there, and you go up there where the villagers and stuff are. Now I'm building a road across here. There's the Turtle Sanctuary. So I like skylines, you know, where you got buildings way out there that you can see. I just got a lot more to do on that. And this little road system I'm building over to the other side, which you can see I got more builds out there, which is my other little secondary areas. Go over by my dwarven halls. And I'm still working on that tunnel system there that connects to different areas. And then I'll work on this road more. I'm going to do that what I have over there, all the way around this whole area here. But that's just going to take time. I'll work a little bit here on it and go work on other things. So just work on different builds I want to. And this is going to be a lighthouse sooner or later, because that's a perfect little island for a lighthouse, I think. And I do have some more underwater builds out this way, which I might show those off sometime in the future too. But that little tower there was my actual first Blackstone build when they first got Blackstone in. And then this is their little Blackstone, but this has a portal in it, but it connects to the same portal as the other places, so I don't really use that too much. But it's a quick way to get back to the Wizard's Tower, really, technically, if you think about it on that. And so this is a shortcut back from over here, so you don't have to walk back over. And that's my second lighthouse I built. And that actually has another mob farm in it. I don't know why it's lighthouses and mob farms for me, but it just kind of, they're tall buildings and they have a lot of empty room in them. And so I can make a lot of different floors in there and spawn a lot of different mobs in there passively. And now I'm expanding that way too, because that goes into the hills and the spruce area. Where's my entrance? There it is. This is my dwarven hall. And so this is my main trading hall now, which, let me go ahead and get some sleep here. Forgot that spawn proof over there. I'm trying to keep my spawn areas down around my villagers, especially in the trading hall. And like the other area that I dug out that you saw earlier, I dug that out with a haste 2 beacon. This here's all just with what do you call it, this efficiency 5. but there's going to be 3 levels. I got this level here done and a second level on this side. I still got to do that side over there. There's just another build that I can go work on sometimes and do different things. And this is where I get a lot of my quartz now, is on these guys here, these masons. And this is where I sell all the little farming goods and stuff. And these guys here, I actually spread them in the swamp. I transport them over here, because I'm actually changing that village up. So I'm just storing them over here, and then I'll breed up some more villages over there. But this is my Fletchers. But on the second floor, I actually got a couple of librarian breeders over here. And so they're filling up the second floor as I do the trades and stuff. And I actually had tied one of these guys up over here to the post, because like little baby zombies will get in there. Which I thought I had most of this spawn proofed, but it still spawns sometimes. But this is like cartographers, and I was going to put some more clerics up here and stuff. And that's my third floor, which I haven't done much up there yet. And I still haven't done anything on the second floor over there. And this is my cleric. I put him up here, and I was going to use this for like a little zombie healing thing, but haven't done much with it lately. But got interested in some other builds and stuff, so I've been kind of working on that lately. Which we'll take a quick run through here. And see, when they breed up, I'll put one bed down at a time, let them do their little thing, and then I'll go ahead and put them in a new little room. And then the trades I like, I put those in picture frames, and then the trades I don't really care for, I'll just leave those blank. So, and if I use it later, I use it later. If I don't, I don't. Not really too worried about that, you know, because I got so many villagers now over here, it's not even funny. But this actually comes back over to this side. And so this comes over back like behind the turtle sanctuary area. And then I'm going to build another little, this is what I'm going to do in their little tower there, which I'm going to try and do in their auto furnace smelter thing in it. And I'm going to probably try and do the bamboo thing again. This is where I've been doing my latest build. And that's actually an ice farm up there, which you can see I got support on one side built up. I still got to finish the other side. But this is my actual temple. Because I went like 20,000 blocks plus like 3 or 4 times to get these stupid alleys, which I guess are not really stupid. They're really handy to have. And so I wanted to build them something that really showed that it is a lot of work. But luckily you can read them with a jukebox and some music discs, so that really makes things a lot better. So I was like, man, if I lose that after, because I went to like several other mansions trying to find them. Not a single one of them, which I still got finished a little bit on the outside. But gotta buy more quartz from the masons down there. But as I was coming back from one of the woodland mansions, this is after, you know, flying out there for 20,000 blocks and stuff, I came across a pillager outpost, and that's where I got my alley. And so I was like, man, this took me 2-3 days to get a freaking alley. I had to travel all those blocks just to get one. I was like, that needs a special build, and where can I put that building? I was like, the perfect place would be up there. So gave them a quartz temple, and of course it has snow on it too, because quartz is freaking expensive even with all the villagers I have. But I'll slowly replace that over time with quartz as I get more emeralds, and then get more quartz. But I don't know, I just like adventuring around just the town and stuff. Go back underground here in a minute. Go back to well, I guess I could go into the nether and the other portal over there. Back to the loading dock. Now I am playing in peaceful right now because, like I said, I'm not used to talking and playing at the same time. Maybe if I make some more videos and stuff, I might go ahead and start doing that, where I'll actually play on. I don't know if I'll give easy a try first or normal, or how I want to do that. We'll figure that out as we go. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of share my Minecraft world for now, and we'll go from there. And this is my villager transport system to the underground areas. So back down to level 11. I'm gonna just kind of show my little nether area real fast, and I'm not gonna go down the nether tunnels. They're kind of long, so I might show us on the ends of the nether area later. So depending on people's interest in that, but yeah, I think I already explained that these tunnels go down to more zombie and spiders farms and stuff down that way, which I'll show those later. I did show that one zombie farm, which I actually have one down there that has like 5 clerics, which I think I already said that. So I'm kind of repeating myself now. I'll go ahead and go to the nether. Now, this is my little nether hub. Don't need anything really big, but I do like to kind of fill it in. Down here I have what you call it, fire resistant potions, bottles, little potion stand if I don't bring my potions down. Because I got most of these my potions and stuff like in there. But it's easy to go ahead and have some potion storage down here too. But my sign system works with just a little picture, so that goes to my wood area. So I got a new tree farm down there. This actually goes down to what do you call it, a bastion, and it has a spawner, a magma spawner in there. So I might go ahead and build a farm with the frogs and stuff down there later. And this goes to the mesa, which I'm experimenting with, like doing like portions of this with the soul sand to get down there pretty quick and just run. But I do have Smokey the horse down here too, and he can get me down there pretty quick. So that took me forever to build that tunnel though, and it goes all the way down there. This one here is my main tunnel area. It goes to the jungle, which, like I said, I found one closer after I built all the nether road and stuff out to the jungle. I found one closer. I was like, well, I'll still use that one too. And then it goes to the desert where I collect most of my sand for my glass. That's my frog farm. And then got the mushroom island, the guardian farm, and then the end. And there's a couple other little tunnels in there too, like the where I got for the different areas. But I got like that area goes to where I get the mushroom, the frog lights. That goes to another fortress up there where I get my wither skulls. And so like different little intersections have the different little items in a picture frame. And that tells me what's down there, which I might show some of those areas later on. Like the little fortress area where I've kind of built a little bit of a, it's not really a wither farm, but it's just an area that makes it easy for me to get wither skulls when I want to do a wither fight. Now this tunnel here, I actually built this when it came out with the netherite update. So I had to go way out here to get into new chunks where I haven't explored to yet, because I can't just reset my nether, because I got a couple years worth of tunnels being built up there, different little outposts, I guess you can say. Like I got my gold farm outpost with piglins in the little areas and stuff where I can sell them gold and get items. So I got a little bartering system set up, which I might show that in a different video too. But I don't want to reset all that and then lose all that just so I can get the netherite closer. And so I got little frogs down here too, because this portal here actually goes to my frog farms. And then I actually brought them down here. This is actually under basalt biome, which I got an add-on that gets rid of the little things. But I got little iron golems down here, which usually I have this, like you can see the little lights down there. This is just like a little passive farm. So I'm down here digging out for netherite and stuff. The magma cubes and stuff are spawning there with the iron golems. The iron golems kill them, and then the frogs eat the little magma cubes, and they put out the little frog lights. And also go ahead and just, there's a lot of what do you call it, gas that's spawning here too. So I get like 2 gas at a time. And I can go over here and shoot them and get some gas tiers and stuff. But I still got to finish this build. This was kind of like after the frog came out, I was like, this would be an easier way to do it. And then later on, as I get more resources, I might go down there to where that bastion actually is, and use that for the light farm later on. But like when I was down there, I built a portal at the bastion. There ain't 3 close biomes that's close by, This is the sorting system, which doesn't get too much yet, but I just mainly sort those for now. And I can't do an auto sorter down here without doing I don't know, I probably had to use a dropper system to bring it up and everything, because this is at bedrock level here. Like I said, this wasn't really a planned area, it's just a convenient area. And so a convenient area becomes that, you know. but over there with that other, whatchamacallit, the bastion is, I don't have 3 biomes that's close by to build easy frog system, because I got a rail car system, which I hate transporting those frogs in this rail car system, because they're always trying to go the wrong way, and you put more than 5 carts and stuff, they're all bouncing into each other, and it makes it kind of hard to transport them. But I'm gonna probably come up with a different system on that too later on. I don't know. But in the bastion with the magma cube spawner, I did put a portal down there and stored around in the overworld to see if I can find nearby biomes that I can breed up different frog types and stuff easy. But I haven't kind of finished that out yet, so that's a future project that's just on my mind. But there's so many future projects I want to do and work on, but it'll get there. It'll get there someday. I collect lava here, and I'm slowly covering up that lake. You know, I want to see how far I can get out and how long it takes, because I use that to smelt in the netherrack thing up here. This is my only smelting system that I have that doesn't use what do you call it, the kelp blocks and stuff. This actually uses lava, so, but that's just convenient because it's like right there. And so when I make a crap load of netherrack or nether brick or whatever you want to call it, and I actually started using that on some builds too. I really like the look of it, especially the red. That's why I had to build that nether wart farm. Brings me back to the visitor's tower. And of course it's nighttime again. Get quick sleep here, even though I'm on peaceful. Make it where it's going to be daytime. So that way if I'm walking around, at least I'm walking around daytime. If I can run here, you know, I'm still going to span that sunflower area. But I got nothing but plenty of time to do little builds and stuff. I think I'll do another little bee thing in the sunflower area. I think that's going to look neat. But this is actually not just a straight road, but this is also the edge of my map system. And then building it that way is my new map area. So that way I can kind of know which maps to update or which ones I need to work on and stuff. I hope you enjoyed my little walk through my little area. Which, like I said, I do have more other areas and stuff to walk through and show off, but I guess not really show off. Yeah, it's showing off, I guess. I just want to enjoy to share my Minecraft world with different people and see what they say or think, and maybe make some more videos in the future. Never know. We'll see what happens and show off some other areas. But thank you for joining me and checking out my video. And if I do make more videos, I hope to see you then. Have a good one.